Joining us for today's Ask an Attorney is Tyler Siewert from Schweiger, Clemeen and McBride. Tyler, our question today is, my son was badly injured while participating at a sports camp, and I asked the organizer to pay for his medical bills, but they say they're not responsible because I signed a liability release and waiver. Who is responsible to pay for the medical expenses?
Well, thank you, Wayne, for having me. It's great to be with you this morning, and this is certainly a frustrating situation for the parent dealing with today's question. And this question does not lend itself to an easy black and white answer either. So a liability release and a waiver is a type of contract that someone signs agreeing that they will not sue or hold someone else responsible for any subsequent injuries. And these types of liability releases are enforceable, but they're interpreted most strongly against the party seeking to avoid that responsibility. So let's say that this liability release was somewhat ambiguous. It only says the injured person would not sue for pain and suffering, but it was completely silent about responsibility for medical bills. Well, that sort of ambiguity could result in a court finding this liability release unenforceable. And courts can also find liability releases unenforceable if the injuries were intended. And frankly, this parent may also want to identify whether anyone else besides the organizer of the sports camp caused or was potentially responsible for the child's injuries. But at the end of the day, in order to know who will be responsible for these medical bills, the parent needs to consider what the actual liability release and waiver says, how these injuries happened, and whether any other party could be responsible for causing them.
All right, Tyler, thank you very much. And for more information on this topic or other legal questions, you can contact Schweiger, Clemeen and McBride at the phone number on your screen, or you can also check their website.